Welcome to the second part of our tutorial. Here we're going to start by placing our details onto our book, and in this part it's very important that you only glue one side of the book, the part that opens up. You don't want to seal both parts and then not be able to open it. Something important here is to add glue to every corner of every detail, and this is in case you want to not just paint it afterwards but to add extra details with a rotary tool that I will be showing in a little bit. Here I'm using Gorilla Glue spray to make things a little easier. And here's the part where I use a Dremel or rotary tool with a sanding disc to smooth out the edges. And as you can see, I'm just rounding the edges of every part that I glue, and this is why I mentioned that it was important to cover each corner of each piece with glue so that pieces don't break or come off because they weren't glued properly to the bottom part of the book. One of my tips here is to follow the lines, the inner lines that were engraved. Use the rotary tool until you round those lines, and the lines are very light, very faint, or until they actually disappear. The lines are engraved to make it easier for you to know how far to sand them down. If you decide on using a Dremel tool, you can also smooth out the edges to give it more personality and the texture of a real book, a real leather book. Here I'm switching the parts to add more details. In this case, to carve out the eye details, and also to add some texture to the book. And this doesn't have to be perfect because the most random details will make it look more real. And here, this is how it works. And you see the part where the snake is not glued to both halves. That way you can still open and shut it. And I also wanted to show two pictures. This is without the rotary tool, and this is with. You decide which one you'd like to do.